Hey everybody, Tian here. If you menstruate and it's a miserable and painful and just horrible time of month for you, then yoga can help. Here's 5 postures that you can do right from the comfort of your own bed. Just grab a bolster, maybe a couple of pillows, keep the PJs on, and let's get started. So our first posture we're going to do today is called child's pose. And if you've done yoga before, you're probably familiar with this one. But you may not have used a pillow or a bolster before to support you in this posture. It's really soothing, especially if you're cramping or bloating. It's a great posture, and this one you can literally sit in all day if you like. And feel free to do so. It's your body, do what's comfortable for you. So grab your pillow or your bolster. I have a bolster here. And I'm going to turn this way to demonstrate so you can see. But any way you want to go on your bed is just fine. So you're going to sit back onto the heels, big toes touching, heels apart. If this is uncomfortable for you, you can put another pillow, just like so, or roll up a blanket, whatever works. You're going to get the pillow or the bolster and just put it between your knees. Your knees are going to be wider than hips width apart here. And you're going to put it a long ways in front of you. And also what we're going to do for this one is bring the palms on either side of the bolster, wherever it's comfortable for you. Maybe push the bolster pillow just in a bit more so it has more contact with the abdomen. And we're going to fold over. And we can start by putting our right cheek down to the bolster. You can close your eyes. Just start to sink in, start to relax here. Deepen the breath. Maybe you want to try something called box breathing. So box breathing is really great, especially if you have cramps. So you'd inhale for 3 or 4 seconds, hold for 3 or 4 seconds, exhale for 3 or 4 seconds, hold for 3 or 4 seconds, and so on. Or you can breathe normally, whatever feels good for you. Just sink into that bolster. Maybe you feel some stretching in the hip flexors. This is such a wonderful restorative supportive posture that really you can incorporate into any sequence of yoga or on its own. It's a really nice one to do before bed to help you relax. On your next inhale, we're going to lift the head, and now we're going to turn to the other side just to balance up the neck. Relax the jaw. Observe where you're feeling any tension. And let that go. On your next exhale, whenever you're ready, push into the palms. Gently lift yourself back up to seated. And just maybe roll out the shoulders here. So we're pretty much going to stay in the same position. Depending on how tall you are, I'm pretty short, so I think I can get away with doing it this way so I can demonstrate for you. We're going to be taking half frog pose, and again, we're going to be having the bolster lengthwise in front of us like this. The only difference between this and child's pose is we're going to have one leg extended out. So this really helps us get into the hips, which can be pretty tight and painful at this time of month. So we're going to extend the left leg first, or you can extend the right leg first, whatever feels good for you. So keep the bolster where it is, maybe tuck it a bit closer to the body. And I'm just going to like hug the bolster this time because that feels really good. And I'm going to extend the left leg back. The knee is down flat on the bed, toes pointed. Again, even I'm a bit tall for this, but just to demonstrate, I'll do it this way. You may want to switch around your orientation on the bed so it's more comfortable for you. And the right knee is still bent. Now, if you want to get a deeper stretch, you can move the right lower leg to be parallel with the top of the bed. And you'll feel a deeper stretch there. Now, if that is uncomfortable for you or it's bothering your knee, just bring your foot back in under the sit bone like we were in child's pose. Whatever feels good for you. And we're just going to hug the bolster here. So if you want a deeper twist, you would face your gaze towards your straight leg. If you want a more mild twist, you turn towards your bent leg. And we'll just hold this here. Again, you can breathe normally or you can try box breathing or any other breath that's in your practice. On your next exhale, whenever you're ready, plant the palms down to the bed, bend the left knee, and bring it back up to the bolster. So again, we're essentially almost in child's pose. Now this time we're going to extend the right leg back. So palms planted beside the bolster, and we're going to extend the right leg back, pointing the toes, knee on the bed. And again, if you want a deeper stretch, we're just going to move the bottom of the bent leg to be parallel with the front of, or the top or bottom of the mattress, or whichever orientation you're in. If that's uncomfortable for you today, just move the heel back under the sit bone like we were in child's pose, and that's totally fine. I'm going to fold over and hug our bolster and just sink in here and feel that stretch in the hips. Observe if you feel a difference between this side or the other side. Maybe one side's tighter than the other, and that's totally normal. Observe any sensations in the low back. And on your next exhale, whenever you're ready, remember you can stay in these postures as long as you want. I'm just going to go through them a bit more quickly so I can demonstrate them for you. But feel free to come back to the video, maybe pause it at the postures you like, and continue with the sequences you want. We're going to plant the palms into the bed. And come up to seat. Now for our next posture, we're going to tuck the bolster away, or your pillows, just move them aside for now. We're going to come onto our back for figure 4. I've also collected a bunch of cat hair on my leggings in that last posture, as you do. So we're going to come onto our back, and you're going to plant the feet onto the bed, knees bent. So I can tickle my heels here. I just want to bring them a bit forward than that, a couple inches forward than that. And we'll start with the right leg. So I'm going to hug the right knee into the chest. Nice crack in the knee there. Again, you'll probably feel your hip flexors here. And then when you're ready, you're going to cross your right ankle over your left knee. Now you can stay here. If you're really feeling a stretch in the right hip here, you can stay here. Or if you want to go a bit deeper, you can interlace the fingers behind the left leg and pull your left leg towards your body. You can flex the toes here. That feels good. Just be mindful of the shoulders. Try to relax them here. Drop them down. If you want a deeper stretch, you can pull your left leg even further towards the body. Hip and leg pain can be pretty common during menstruation, especially if you have endometriosis or something like that. So this is really nice to release any tension in the hips and the legs. And again, you can breathe normally here, or you can continue with your box breathing or any other breath that you have in your practice. So if you're up here, you're going to drop the left foot down, plant it on the bed, and you're going to slowly lift the right ankle off of the left leg. Plant your right knee down, maybe windshield wiper. Loosen everything up. And we'll do the other side now. So I recommend taking the same variation you did on this side as the other side, just to make sure everything's balanced. So I'm going to hug the left leg into the chest. And when you're ready, crossing the left ankle over the right knee. And if you stayed here in the last side, then stay here again. Or you interlace your fingers behind your right leg and gently pull your right leg towards your body if you want more of a stretch. Remember to roll out those shoulders and try to melt them down. Relax them. And just breathe into this left hip now. Observe if one side is maybe tighter than the other. Today it's my left side that's tighter, but sometimes it's my right. Hip tightness is pretty common nowadays, since a lot of us are sitting at a desk all day in front of a computer, or in my case, which is even worse, sitting on the couch in front of a computer for work. It's not the best. But if we make sure we get up and stretch frequently throughout the day, no matter where we are, we can really improve our flexibility and mobility. 10 more seconds here. Okay, so if you're up here, release your fingers, drop your right foot down to the bed. Now release your left foot down to the bed. And again, windshield wiper if that feels good. Do whatever movements you need to do to release, whatever feels good for you. Okay, so we're going to grab our pillow or bolster again, and we're going to come into a variation of happy baby. Now again, if you've practiced yoga before, this is a common posture that you tend to do at the end of a class. But you may not have done it with a bolster before, and this is a really nice restorative variation. If you are cramping and bloated and you have low back pain, this one is really great. So all you have to do, get your bolster or pillow, and you're going to put it between your legs. Make sure it's pressed down. You can actually bring it a little bit higher than this. I'm going to bring it up to my chest here so I can get a nice good hug on it. So you're just going to, you can interlace your fingers or you can wrap your arms and just hug the bolster like this. And then with your legs, you can do left or right leg first, doesn't matter. You're just going to cross the ankles over the bolster. So you're hugging the bolster with your arms and your legs here. And you're just going to relax into this. This one's so nice. Now you can switch the cross of your feet and your hands. Just so we balance everything out. And we'll be here for another 30 seconds. Or again, if you want to pause the video and stay here longer, you're welcome to. Okay, so you're just going to release the hands, release the feet down to the bed. I'm just going to scooch over for this next one so I have a bit more room. So our final posture today is going to be a variation of a supine twist. And for this twist, we're going to have our pillow or bolster between the knees just to provide a bit more support for our lower back. So you're going to keep that pillow or bolster between the knees. Going to bring the knees up towards the chest. Inhale, exhale, twisting and releasing the knees down to the right side or the left, wherever you want to start. Now, if you have room on your bed, You can make your arms into a T shape, or you can cactus the arms so you have a bend in the elbow, palms facing up. Now, if you want a deeper twist, your gaze is going to be pointing away from the direction that your legs are bending. If you want a less of a twist today, you can point your head towards your knees, or you can keep your gaze fixed up at the ceiling, whatever works for you. Just deepen the breath here. Melt the shoulders down onto the bed. If you have to adjust yourself to make yourself more comfortable. As you can see, I have a very lumpy duvet that I need to replace as soon as stores reopen. So my surface isn't the most comfortable today, but just adjust yourself so you get there. On your next inhale, squeeze your knees into your bolster pillow. Push them back up to center. Exhale now to the other side. Leave the arms where they are. And again, with your gaze, if you went for a deeper twist on the other side by gazing away from your bent knees, you should do it again on this side just for balance. Just close the eyes and relax here. If you feel any pinching in your ribs or in your back, try scooching your butt over a bit to the right. Let's see if that resolves it for you. Whatever feels good. On your next inhale, squeeze the bolster between your knees. Come back to center. You can remove the bolster now. And you can stay here. You can hang out as long as you want. Or you can roll over onto your left or right side and gently push yourself back up to seated. Well, that felt great. This is my first time filming myself doing yoga as my first YouTube video. So I'd really appreciate your comments. Let me know how it was. And please let me know if you try this around that time of month. Please let me know how it was for you. If you have any suggestions, what are your favorite postures that you like to do at that time of month to help release discomfort? I'd love to know. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. Namaste.